Hi everyone, Laura Atherton here with Your Certain Real Estate and Coaching. I'm here to provide support, especially for self-managed landlords that might be trying to figure out in the turmoil of everything going on as to which way to go. You may have some fear in regards to what if your tenants decide not to pay the rent at all. You've heard that there's a freeze on evictions, freeze on rent increases, and all of this can actually sound really scary, especially if you don't have the right support behind it. So I wanted to just jump on quickly and share a little bit of information about these changes. And quite honestly, I don't see them as changes. So here's the thing, this is meant to be to keep us all being reasonable in an unprecedented situation. This is not to say that landlords don't have rights. This is not to say the tenants can just stop paying the rent. Rent is still due. We're expected to work with tenants. So essentially at this time, it's been put on hold that the residential tenancy dispute resolution centers, let's just call them RTDRS, will not be hearing cases for non-payment of rent in response to COVID. So basically, they're not going to be looking at any evictions for non-payment of rent during this time. They're expecting landlords to be reasonable, to set up payment plans and work with their tenants. I've shared information before about my take on having that strong communication, supporting your tenants. What can you do to help? Do they need assistance in understanding what benefits that they can qualify for? Looking at all those pieces, definitely putting payment plans in writing. But being clear that it isn't a moratorium on evictions. It's a moratorium on being unreasonable, to be honest, evicting people who are struggling and trying to work with you. Now, tenants who are difficult in other ways, this is where your initial screening comes in so key. So having good relationships and strong tenants, they'll usually manage to be able to have some savings, have some supports. I've been talking to people about if they filed their tax returns. Of course, this is where my brain goes because of my financial and tax background. So I'm also here to help support your tenants. If you need some help or your tenants need some help, by all means, refer them my way. I actually worked with a family just last week where through this whole piece and life happens and kiddos are born and things get busy, they actually hadn't filed tax returns in quite a few years. So they're going to be expecting a windfall, to be honest. I don't want, but a good chunk of money in probably one of the worst times for them. So there are opportunities within this where we can maybe catch up some tax returns that have been lagging behind. There are benefit applications. The government is coming for more support. So in Calgary and Alberta, we've been seeing layoffs for the last few years already when we think about low oil in our economy. But we didn't have as much support from the government or the province until now. So this is a terrible time, but it's also an opportunity where you can help your tenants mitigate through all of those processes to find out what they apply for best. Be helpful for them at this time. So looking at that, if you have a difficult tenant that is damaging, destroying, abusing your home, your tenants, breaching the peace, these things are all still evictable offenses. The Residential Tenancies Act still exists. They're just asking us to put a moratorium on evictions for non-payment of rent specific to COVID, and they'll put that on for up to May 1st at this point. They have not put any other extension at this point, as tenants cannot be evicted for non-payment of rent and utilities before May 1st. So looking at this period right now. But they're not going to have rents increase during Alberta's public health emergency. So I have actually signed leases with a rent increase and advised that, of course, they wouldn't pay that rent increase while we're still in the state of emergency. Then we're not going to charge late fees. At the end of the day, we didn't need these rules to be put in place. As good landlords, we were going to do these things anyways. I don't think any one of us was going to try to make money off this as an opportunity. We're looking to work with people. So in that aspect, just being really, really clear, I wanted to share, this is about being fair, reasonable, respectful landlords, working with our tenants. And I don't see these rules as anything against our rights. And again, if our tenants are being extreme, damaging, breaching the Residential Tenancies Act and the peace in the home, we can still proceed for an eviction. Contact me. I'll have my email and my website posted. If you need any support or advice during this piece, I am here to support you. Have a great day.